Calzaghe. Tonight was my best moment I personally have ever had in boxing, because Joe Calzaghe has, I believe, is the best fighter that I've ever been involved with. You know, at this stage of my time in promoting, he's never given less than 110%. He makes fights he can win easy. He makes them hard because he's fighting hard. You know, there's times in that fight where he could have just gone and boxed, but he didn't. He wanted to train. The last round, he just could have coasted that last round, but he stood and he fought and showed what he is, Joe Calzaghe, the fighter. And you know, he's a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal boxer, and I don't think we're going to see the likes of him for a long, long time. And we should appreciate what we've got in Joe Calzaghe. In I think probably the best fighter, certainly in my time in boxing, that's been. I know you can ask Joe who he wants to fight next, and you know, and there's lots of things get said in the heat of the moment. And I know that Joe wants to fight who he does want to fight. He wants to fight Bernard Hopkins. He's been wanting to fight Bernard Hopkins for a number of years. We thought we had a deal done with Bernard Hopkins many years ago. Jay Larkin, when he was with Showtime, and myself, Don King, and Bernard were on the phone. We did the deal. The following day, Bernard Hopkins changed the rules entirely and asked for double the amount of money. Bernard Hopkins is a great fighter. He's a great athlete. But I'll tell you what, you go back and you think of the great fighters and the great athletic boxers of the States, the Ray Leonards, you know, the Tommy Hearns, the Marvin Haglers. They fought everybody. They didn't do their best to duck. They didn't duck fighters. All those big fights happened. Joe Calzaghe will go to the States, will fight Mr. Hopkins in his hometown. He'll go to Philadelphia to fight him. He will fight him anywhere it takes to get the fight on. If Bernard Hopkins is the warrior that he says he is, then make the fight. Make that fight with Joe Calzaghe. We'll go to the States. HBO are here. You guys make it happen. And I say to HBO, do not give Bernard Hopkins another fight. Don't let him fight anybody else. Don't let him fight a Winky Wright. Tell him if he wants to fight somebody, he's got to fight Joe Calzaghe. Because that's a fight. That's a real fight. Now let's make it's not the promoters stopping a fight from happening. Let's make the TV companies make it happen. You guys, you have the responsibility. You bring that fight to us. And we want it. And what we don't want happening is that, yeah, I'll take the fight, but Joe's got to take 10 quid to fight him. He wants it fair pay, be paid fairly for it, but we want that fight. He wants it, and I want him to have it. Because you know what's going to happen? The same thing to Bernard Hopkins that happened to Jeff Lacey, and the same thing that happened to Joe Calzaghe. He will show you what he's got. We want it. Press conference. Now, I'm sure you want to speak to Joe and his dad, and they've got more important things to say to me. But I'm so proud of him, and I'm lucky. I've been very lucky to be blessed to have been involved with this guy throughout his career as a champion. And I can't tell you, it's been a pleasure all the way through, and I loved every moment. And this is my best night in boxing. I've got it in writing. Anyone wants to see it, I'll show it to him. And he's declined. He said he's going for bigger and better things, but we'll see if that's the case. Hopefully he is successful, because if he is successful, there is no excuse for that fight not happening next year, next February or March. A huge fight, a big fight for the British fans, and one certainly that I believe we can put on, and there's no reason it shouldn't. You know, like everybody. The Enzo stable. They're all nice guys. They're really great guys to work with. They have faith in the people who are around them, and I'm sure Enzo will say himself about that. But I genuinely do believe he is, like I've always said for years, Joe Calzaghe is the number one. I believe he's the number one cruiserweight in the world. So a lot of things are going to happen next week, and then we'll see how it all pans out the week after. So if anybody wants to ask Enzo any questions, please feel free to do so. And obviously we've got a big man here.
We've got to go. No, I think a lot of it, to be honest. Still see the wins. And I'm a big Frank Holder, fake game run, and whoever wins, and obviously my Joey Bronson tonight, you undisputed champion, and I want some of that. So, you know, that's the fight that I want.
Right. We're going to talk about Mr. Calzaghe.